Prepare yourself, bingers. This is the binge of Stranger Things. And this was appropriately titled. This was a weird, awesome series that I cannot wait to get more involved with. I mean, I want 11 seasons of this. If you're a fan of things like X-Files and stuff like that, and you just like being freaked out and weirded out, this is the one for you. So, all right, let me tell you a little bit about it. Okay. Just for spoiler sakes, I don't want any bitching after this because this is going to be spoiler heavy. If you're not a binger like me and like the rest of us normal people, then stop watching this right now. Go finish the series and then come back and holler at us later and let's talk about this. This is a conversation between me and the fellow bingers who like to just kick back and watch a little Netflix. So Stranger Things is a town. It stars in a town called Hawkins, and I think it's a nod to Sir Stephen Hawkins because a lot of weird sci-fi stuff is going on here. We're talking about parallel universes and things like that. We got a monster from another dimension just picking people off. And it's like a shark. It smells blood in the water. It begins with this group of friends who are the coolest kids in the world playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then one boy, after trying to go home, he gets taken by some strange monster, and you find out this monster comes from a parallel universe or dimension. It's kind of like ours, but it's weird, like Silent Hill, Purgatory, Hell on Earth world, where this thing smells blood and it's hungry. It's a predator. It's come into our world to eat, and it kidnaps Will. Now, Will is pretty clever. He's good at hiding, as you're gonna find out from the beginning. So he's able to get away from this monster, but this thing is closing in on him. It's gonna find him, and so he's only able to hide for so long. The weird thing about the upside down world dimension and ours is that whenever, I mean, you have the buildings and everything is pretty much set in place, but when you're in the other world, it's kind of like Insidious. When you're in the other world, the lights start to flicker. It follows your path as where you're going, and you're able to notice or know when somebody's in the room with you or from the other dimension, or if the monster is coming by the way the electricity around you happens. You find out later that this is how Will is able to communicate with his friends, how he's able to communicate with his mother. His mother's played by Winona Ryder, and she was tapping into her inner Beetlejuice character. In this one, I liked her, and this character, her Joyce, and she, oh my God, she devastated her, and she's a single mom living with her two sons. Will, the one is missing, and his older brother, played by, what's his name? Not David. What's this guy? I got my notes here. I think he's Jonathan Charlie Heaton. And Jonathan, who's kind of, to me, tapping into his to that. Who's that guy playing Pet Sematary? That's what he reminded me of. That whole series. One of the things I like about this series is that this season was about kids figuring out the mystery, fighting the monster, trying to save the day, becoming the heroes. Another thing I liked about it is that the chief of police, Chief Hopper, he comes out as, in the beginning, he's like a head fake. He's like this loser cop. You don't think he's going to be worth a damn. Then he turns out to be freaking awesome. And you got all these different groups trying to solve this mystery of what happened to this little boy. And they are all activated and go off into different directions. You have Will's close friends. The super geek, you have the chief of police, you have and the mother, you have his brother, and it's just these different groups. They're all, from the beginning, they're all spread out. They go in different directions, and then in the end they come together. It's like geeks unite and they're all working in synergy to go to the other side and find Will. Now, one of the things that you also get from the beginning is that there's this mystery girl who is also in town. There's this company that I don't know if they're with the government, or if obviously they're with the government. You see military police, and this is all set in the 80s, by the way. So the whole makeup of this series is just old school, like 80s, like sci-fi, creepy. Even the graphics, the way the show begins with the Stranger Things words going backwards, and that weird awesome music they use. it all worked. I mean, it took me back, man. When I was a kid, I'm an '80s baby, so when I saw this just really took me back. I'm thinking about that movie Explorers a lot. Um, so you got this, like I said, you got this mystery girl, this sweet little girl, man. I forgot her name. Let me check my notes real fast. Millie Brown plays this character named 11, and there's already something weird about her. And she's telekinesis, and she's got some psychic abilities. Now, is she from this other dimension? No, she's not. But you're gonna find out later. But she's tapped into this place. She can mentally cross over to this other side, and this company's been trying to communicate with this other side. You find out how they engineered this girl from birth, and they train her, and they tap into her powers, and they try to, I guess they're trying to weaponize her, since they're working with when you discover this other dimension, this upside down world, this world where this monster is coming out of and killing people. I mean, they try to, you got to do what the government's got to do. They got to cover it up. So when Will goes missing, the first thing they do is they fake his death to try to shut everybody down and shut everybody up, so they don't get too close to the truth, and the truth doesn't get exposed. You got major covers, secret agents just murdering people who get involved by accident or on purpose. It's just freaking awesome how this movie goes out. So when the kids bump into 11, they call her Elle. She's a bald-headed girl who has these crazy abilities, and she's moving things with her mind, and obviously she's the one that's going to be engineered to take this monster down, and she's being weaponized. So let's use her for good. Let's find Will, bring him home, and just kill this thing. Everybody is going back to Will's brother. Will's brother is also working with one of Will's friends' older sister, who I guess used to be cool with the group, but like teenagers, they get older, they get their own friends, they find their own lives, and she gets involved with into this whole mess, trying to help out this family to find Will. But there's this whole side story that you got to get to, where she was with the I guess with the nerd crowd at first, but now she's getting pretty, so she's getting with the cool kids. And one of her friend named Barbara, she has this friend that totally like, well, let's not go over there. Let's not go to his house. He only wants one thing, and blah blah blah. And it gets weird. And her friend Barbara also gets kidnapped and killed by this monster. So Barbara's boyfriend, and this guy, I don't remember what his name was, but this guy was totally tapping into his. Now come on, guys, wasn't he tapping into his inner Andrew Garfield? He was looking like a little too Amazing Spider-Man to me. I don't know what this guy was trying to do with this character, but he acted like a dick in the beginning, and then he sort of was kind of cool. Then all of a sudden he got his little feelings hurt, and then he became a dick again. Then he was a little punk. He can't even fight, and he can't even bully right. I mean, this whole series taps into a whole bunch of weird stuff. Every character I look at, I'm like, oh, that guy reminds me of this, or that guy reminds me of that, or this guy reminds me of a throwback, and that sweater, I used to have that sweater. Stuff like that, man. This was a weird, awesome show. So if you want to be creeped out, like, and see some cool ET-ish stuff happening, man, gotta check this out. If you please don't tell me that you're going on my recommendation, because I'm kind of spoiling this stuff for you. So I want to just talk to the people out there. What do you think about the monster? Do you think now it ended on a kind of a cliffhanger? I want to know. So I knew it was going to end on a weird like cliffhanger thing, but with 11 seemingly being dead, and she's probably not dead. I mean, why would the Chief Harper put like some Agos out in the woods for her to find? She's out there somewhere. With Will kind of being 1 foot in the door on the other side and 1 foot out the door, he's obviously infected with something. You saw the worm come out of his mouth, so he's still in play. This thing is still out there, and he's probably bringing more of them into our world. So I mean, 11's got to come back and save. But how the cover up is been put in. I mean, the chief is obviously now he's involved with it. They didn't kill him, so he's involved somehow now. So now he's going to be the chief of keeping this big secret in this town. This whole town is about to go through some stuff. I'm pretty sure that season 2 is going to be huge compared to this season. But this was a slow burn. Even this fire just it got out of hand. The monster, the predator. I mean, we're obviously gonna get a bigger monster. Hopefully, something weirder, some crazy stuff. They can do anything from that other world. It's gonna be freaking nuts. So I can't wait to see more of this. I like everybody that's involved with this. If you like that Hemlock Grove, then that's garbage compared to this. This show is awesome. These kids are amazing. Everything about it was spectacular. I loved it from the beginning to the end. So binging all of that was just like just this flavor crystals, just pop rocks and soda just in my mouth. I loved it. So just I want to talk about this. Make comments. So it's all right. Bingers, all right, our bingers. Let's assemble. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about it. What do you predict for the upcoming season? Do you think it's gonna be just as subtle and mysterious, or is this one? Do you think it's gonna go, or do you think it's gonna go Heroes route and just go balls to the wall and just ruin season 2? I hope not. I hope they keep the same flavor that this one had. I'm just excited about this show, so I'm saving it on my list. Did you save it on yours? So nope, that's the end. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm done. I'm gonna probably watch it again. It was 8 episodes. I hope the next season is a little longer. Let's go watch this again, guys. This was awesome. Recommend it to your friend. Tell everybody you know to watch this series. I can't wait to see what happens next. So, I mean, I got nothing else. So I'm just going to tell you guys, hey, here, comment, like, subscribe, share. Got a contest. Winning. Peace.